Greetings, guys. What's going on? Unoptimized Fool here from the closet. Glad you could be here. Again, let's talk about World of Warcraft, okay? Now, World of Warcraft is a great game, and today I'm going to be talking about retail. Now, last week I was talking about, potentially when 11.1.7 was going to be announced and that we were due for an announcement. The announcement is here. June 17th is when we're being graced with this patch. Now, a 0.7 patch is usually a small one. Obviously, it continues the story. It bridges the gap between any story points between 11.1, 11.1.5, and then to the major patch for 11.2. Now, we are seeing a continuation of the campaign. It's going to actually be an Arathor-focused campaign going to the Arathor Highlands, right? So that's going to be fun. A lot of lore there. Hopefully, we can figure out maybe some more bits and pieces for 11.2. Now, we also have Overcharged delves that are coming out, right? So there's going to be just normal delves, but with a lot more electricity. You have a Titan belt that you can upgrade. It's probably going to be a best in slot. It's another borrowed power system. So Blizzard loves their borrowed power system. Borrowed power? I can't say that in fast fashion. And, we saw with the Circe's ring. Now we're seeing with this new delve belt. So obviously, I think that's probably best in slot. But you can upgrade this belt just doing level 1 delves. You don't have to go sicko mode to get this accomplished. Now you also have a Titan facility, thing that you can upgrade. Just think of like the upgrades inside the visions, but in a Titan compartment, and you can upgrade your strength inside these delves. You also have the rotation assistant coming out, right? This is going to be trying to build in a new system that is going to eliminate some add-ons. Again, we're going to be seeing a giant add-on purge here in the future, so we're starting to see the addition of base stuff, so that eventually they'll be taking away, so look out for that. We also have the one-button macro, right? Basically, you can play a class through one button. Obviously, it's not going to be best in slot. There's no one in the top guilds going to be running this type of formation. It's not going to make everything so easy. It's just going to help you play classes that you don't understand, or it's also just going to be for alts that you don't really care about the rotation, right? So it'll be good for that. We also have the Goblin event, right? The Diablo event kind of crossover, right? The Greedy Emissary coming July 1st, right? So a little bit about maybe about 2 weeks afterwards. Now, this does come with the Collector's Bounty buff. Now, there was originally some information describing the buff, because we know that it increases the drop chances, or it does affect legacy loot in some way, but we didn't really know the details. But unfortunately, information came out, it was deemed incorrect, and now there's no new information, so there's that buff coming out, though, so be on the lookout for that. Obviously, I'll have a video for that. I was planning on doing a video about what the information was, but that article has since been taken down. There was a lot of misinformation about it. It's crazy. We also have, tied to that event, we also have tier recolors, right? So the ones that we got inside of the celebration, right? The 20th anniversary edition. We now can get some recolors for that, so definitely check that out. So there's actually a bit more to do, because remember, this is the second time we've seen the Greedy Emissary quest. We're also seeing sorry guys, by the way, it's like 9,000 degrees inside this closet. It's the summer, and I'm wearing like a 2,000% wool suit, okay? So I feel like a Civil War soldier right now, about to go to war and die in a field, right? Terrifying. We're also seeing Lore Walker Joe come back and grace us with 3 new stories. One about Xalatath, one about the Ethereals, and one about the Lich King, just kind of summing up all the major story points inside of this wonderful World Soul Saga. Now, obviously, there's theories that a 4th one is planned, and up to 33 planned, so we'll keep an eye on that. But there's a lot coming out in this patch, 11.1.7, June 17th. I'm looking forward to it, guys, but that is like all the major stuff. I'm probably missing some smaller stuff here and there, but it's going to be a big patch for 0.7. We've gotten a lot of big patches here. Hopefully it runs a little bit smoother than a patch 11.1.5. Again, we had some rough starts and some time gating issues, and we're still dealing with some time gated issues with Dastry duos, and it's crazy. Whatever. Again, I'm not going to be complaining here in the closet. I guess I could be, but yeah, I want to honestly hear your opinion about this. I'm looking forward to seeing old zones in these smaller patches. I think that's what they should be doing. Going back to older zones, building up the stories, building up the zones in these smaller patches, and then have the major patches be about these new zones and the continuation of the major points of the World Soul Saga. Also, by the way, 11.2 potentially could be announced on Sunday, right? Because again, there's an Xbox event, but there hasn't been any hinting with Activision or Blizzard or Microsoft about 11.2 being announced then. So keep an eye on it though. There is an Xbox event. There might be something about World of Warcraft. It might just be about 11.1.7. I would probably think that they're going to be talking about 11.1.7 until it releases, and then we'll probably see an announcement for 11.2 about 1 to 3 weeks after the release of 11.1.7. That's just my theory, although I'd love to hear about what is actually happening in 11.2 though. So I would love it earlier for sure, but I think that's what's going to happen. But I want to hear your opinion though. But thanks for watching. I am Unoptimized Fool from the closet. I'll see you guys next time.